Lanzarote is the northeasternmost island of the Canary Islands, an island that emerged from the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean about 20 million years ago. Lanzarote was affected by enormous volcanic eruptions for some special and unknown reason. Its first settlers used its spectacular volcanoes as surprising ceremonial centers. What will be presented below will be the summary of what will be a series of documentaries about the discovery of surprising and unprecedented vestiges of the first inhabitants of Lanzarote, Kenya, the ancient astronomical sanctuaries. From now on, our Archaeomega research group will exhibit a series of documentaries dedicated to extraordinary surface archaeological discoveries that we have made on the island of Lanzarote, archipelago of the Canary Islands, just 100 kilometers from the Atlantic coast of the Great Sahara Desert. Once a true paradise for the ethnic and cultural development of human communities, this area of the world will show surprising, very ancient vestiges of a time when the inhabitants of this island attached great importance to the spiritual, religious, and symbolic facet of life. All this impregnated by elements related to certain aspects of astonishing positional astronomy, vestiges that do not demonstrate the dominance that certain castes of the oldest society of this island probably held with respect to the control and ordering of certain time cycles. Thanks to the knowledge they obtained through the observation of above all main tracks, the sun and the moon, showing us with all this that they were in possession of a special capacity in this matter, sanctuaries, ceremonial centers. Volcanoes, temples, and extraordinary art with overhead projection through extraordinary geoglyphs, ideographs, and sculpture art. In short, we are going to show you with images achieved with new and alternative methods, an unprecedented and suggestive archaeological panorama on the surface that will ostensibly change what is currently established about the antiquity of the Canary Islands. We are currently studying these unprecedented discoveries with the greatest scientific rigor possible, and, without a doubt, there is already sufficient evidence of the oldest human epoch in the Canary Islands that does not agree with the theories that have been imposed after the latest genetic research that has been done. And the archaeo-astronomical swims that we have carried out of many of this new archaeological evidence, we would have to delay the dates of the base or founding settlement of the archipelago, and one of our documentaries will be dedicated in a rigorous and profound way to explain this new perspective of the ancient settlement of this archipelago. But let's see a wide and detailed trailer of what will substantially be the series of documentaries that we will produce. We do not yet know for sure what led the oldest inhabitants of the island of Lanzarote to design their most important ceremonial centers. Inside some impressive volcanoes. However, with the presentation that we are going to make of 3 surprising examples of what we are talking about, we are going to be able to verify the use of these impressive places of nature as authentic ritual sanctuaries with the use of perfect astronomical alignments. Without further ado, we invite you to come with us. And first, let's go into the Genia volcano, to which the first documentary that we will release will be completely dedicated when we access the interior of the old crater of the Genia volcano. We immediately notice something special, definitely a place with an odd setup to begin with. We have verified that in the origin of the various constructions on the site, there are no indications of uses for agricultural, livestock or housing activities. It is possible that the ancient esplanade has been cultivated in more recent times, but the truth is that over the entire surface of this interior plain, there are too many pieces of stone scattered. Quite a few of them artificially flaked the enclosure. At the end of the esplanade, it was strangely walled with powerful double walls, but somewhere along its perimeter, the wall is of low height, which makes it inoperative to enclose livestock, or so that it could have covered a defensive function, so it is not appreciated. A practical sense, even more so after what we have discovered there, and that we are going to expose. Rather, everything done in antiquity inside this old volcano seems to have another function, let's say more symbolic and cult. Another contradictory indication is that some of these structures were located on a steep slope. And the most conclusive thing is that many of these stone structures that are inside the walled enclosure at the time of its construction were perfectly aligned for the sun on the days of the equinoxes and solstices, with the 2 artificial markers of the edge of the crater one of the reasons why they came to be used. Some of these old volcanoes, like authentic astronomical observatories of position, perhaps were the 365-degree shape that their spectacular craters display, so that in the documentaries we publish, all the heritage and scientific value that we are going to expose from now on is better understood. We have decided that we can first get an idea of how the apparent cyclic movements of the sun and moon unfold in the circular structures of the craters and collaborate in the dissemination of basic concepts of positional astronomy, without a doubt. Thus we can better understand the true value of what was achieved in antiquity in these surprising places. By those versed in this facet of positional astronomy, how they managed to record with millimeter precision the special solstices and equinoxes,